Your thoughts?
What? What? Who?
Nice.
Oh, here we go. It's Thursday, 9:02. Good to see you. CJ Nasello, it's our daily show on RiverBender.com, Roku TV, anywhere and everywhere you get this show. Thanks for hanging out with me. We got an awesome show for all of you guys today. I mean, really good one. Coming up in just about 10 minutes or so, we're going to be talking to Dan Herkert, the Alton Amphitheater Commission Chair, because tonight the Alton Expo starts. The staple event runs from Thursday through Sunday, and there's a lot of fun to be had with it. We're going to get all of the details and all those frequently asked questions because so many of you attend, so that way we can keep you informed and ready to go for tonight at 5 p.m. when the Alton Expo starts officially. Then after that, we talk to Lee Cox, Alton Little Theater, and it's the first Thursday of the month, so it's time for Theater Thursday yet again, where we learn more from our community staple and about making God laugh, which comes down the pipeline in just a few short weeks. Then following that, we're talking to Brian Dawson. I talked to you guys about this yesterday. Brian has canoed all the way down the Mississippi River, started at the top of it in Minnesota, and now has made his way down to Alton. He's got about a little over a month to go on his journey. He stopped into town yesterday. I actually just saw him today. He's getting ready to leave and depart again, and he filled me in on his journey, what it kind of took, what it looked like, and where he's heading from here. So that conversation comes your way at 10:10, a really cool conversation. And then at 10:35, we're talking to Dawn Michelle with the Troy Chamber of Commerce. They are celebrating their 40th anniversary in just a couple of weeks, so we're going to get an update on that event. A really cool event. They have an electric car show happening, glow bingo, a ton of stuff, so we'll get the latest from Dawn and all of that in between. But at 9:04, here's what's happening around the Riverbend. Make sure you sign up for that daily email update where you can join myself and 70,000 people that are in the know. The Madison County Sheriff's Office is asking for the community's assistance in identifying a person of interest connected to an ongoing investigation. Photographs of the individual have been released on RiverBender.com, and authorities are urging anyone who can identify the suspect to please come forward and contact them. We're going to see if we can pull this picture up if we have the opportunity to. Here's the individual of the suspect that they're looking to identify. If anyone has information, please contact the Madison County Sheriff's Office, and you can do so by calling 618-692-6087. Also in the news today, Madison County Coroner Stephen P. Nahn has identified 65-year-old Patricia A. Corey of Troy, Illinois, as the victim of a fatal traffic accident that occurred early Wednesday morning. Corey sustained fatal injuries following a crash on Interstate 55 at the 19-mile marker. Witnesses reported that Corey drove her 2000 Honda Civic westbound in the eastbound lanes of Interstate 70 and then took an exit ramp leading to Interstate 55 against the flow of traffic. Attempting a U-turn in the lanes of traffic, her vehicle was struck by two other cars. The drivers of the vehicles sustained non-life-threatening injuries. Evidence suggests that Corey may have experienced a diabetic emergency. The incident remains under investigation. Two individuals have been charged with burglary in separate cases at two Jersey County residences, resulting in felony charges against both. Here's what we know. Anthony K. Driver, 33 of Kane, faces multiple charges, including residential burglary and theft, both Class 1 felonies, as well as possession of a stolen vehicle, a Class 2 felony. Driver allegedly entered a Brighton residence on the 16th of June, stealing various coins valued over $10,000 and a dune buggy. He was been granted pretrial release. Danny Copeland, 47 years of age, of Jerseyville, was charged with burglary without causing damage, a Class 3 felony, after entering a Sunderland Road residence on August the 27th with the intent to commit theft. Copeland remains in custody with his next hearing set for September the 9th. Both individuals are considered innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. Let's take a look at weather on this 5th day of September. A beautiful morning in downtown Alton. It's 74 degrees. Now, humidity is up today. It feels like 83 out there, and humidity at 89%. Today, partly sunny and warm, and tonight, partly cloudy and humid. A thunderstorm could be happening later this evening. Currently, right now, if you're like me out there and you see my face swelling up, air quality is a little bit rough. 65 at moderate. The grass levels are at 12, which are moderate readings. Ragweed is very high at 575, and the UV index is high as well. If you're going outside, put some sunscreen on. Temperatures will reach 90 degrees today and drop down to 65 overnight on Friday. A high of 78 degrees, a low of 51 degrees. I'll take that and run. And a 46% chance of rain awaits us on Friday. On Saturday, a high of 73, a low of 45 degrees. Oh, thank you. And then on Sunday, a spitting image of Saturday. No rain in the forecast. Partly sunny skies, a high of 74, a low of 46 degrees. Then on Monday, a high of 79, a low of 53 degrees. Man, fall is hitting the 618 a little bit early the rest of the week. That's a look at what's happening around the Riverbend. Call 618-465-4545. This time powered by Tom Lane, your local State Farm agent, to stay up to date on all things Riverbend weather. You could also go to RiverBender.com/weather to see our interactive radar and get more out of your daily dose of local RiverBender.com. 9:08, that's a look at what's happening around the Riverbend. But let's take a quick look at your downtown Alton Skycam, and then we'll come back with more of our daily show. Dan Herkert joins us right after this.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
I just got a new air conditioner. Top of the line.
I bet mine's better. It's so efficient and quiet, I hardly know it's running.
I've got you both trumped. I've got a Linux.
So do I.
Barrett Heating and Cooling carries Linux products to meet any budget. Don't gamble with your energy dollars. Call Barrett Heating and Cooling and start saving today.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
Ready for fantastic deals? Head to Village Dispensary, where every day is a celebration. Start your week with 25% off Dog Walker pre-rolls on Monday. Tuesday, enjoy 25% off Divs gummies. On Wednesday, enjoy 30% off Nevada pens. On Thursday, it's 30% off CQ sodas, margaritas, and more. Friday, enjoy 3.5 grams of Megatron by NGW and Cronuts number 4 by Paul Bunyan for $25. Visit VillageDispo.com and shop now.
Life's better when you're under the American Family Insurance roof, because they know your house is home base for their dreams. Whether it's a kid like me aiming for the big leagues,
Ready?
future rocket scientist, or a budding prima ballerina. When you feel totally protected, your family's free to pursue their dreams. She's good.
Let's go.
American Family Insurance.
Get paid to go solar. We're not solar bros.
At Grid, we're solar pros. We explain the process behind solar power so you can make an informed decision. We'll work with you to make owning your power as simple as possible and affordable with zero down financing and payment options. Our only goal is to save you money. Call Grid when you're ready to be independent of the power company.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
If I had 2 dozen roses.
The wait is finally over for so many families. Starting today, the Alton Expo is opening the gates, and I'm telling you what, I'm excited. And I know the Amphitheater Commission, Eventive, Park and Rec staff, volunteers are all working hard to get this thing out and rolling. And Dan Herkert, it's the calm before the storm. How are you feeling this morning?
Ready to kick this thing off. The weather looks like it's shaping up to be absolutely gorgeous this weekend.
You could not have predicted this.
Most years we get the surface of the sun temperatures, and by Saturday and Sunday we got highs in the 70s is what I'm seeing.
Well, and too, the lows are perfect music night lows. I mean, we're talking mid 60s and
it could be plumb chilly down there.
Yeah. Well, coming up, starting today, what time do the gates open?
5 o'clock today.
And wanted just to touch on real quick, Alton Police put out a statement just to ensure everyone's safety about those protocols. So no one under 17 can be...
they need to be accompanied by an adult.
Really cool.
That came into play last year. It worked out well, so they decided to continue it this year. They haven't been heavy-handed with it, but it's just another layer of security to make sure we do have a safe venue and a safe event so that families can enjoy themselves.
Absolutely. And now starting off on Thursday, there's going to be music, food vendors for the next couple, all expo long. Do we have the music lineup?
We do. Tonight at 5 o'clock, we open at 5 o'clock tonight. Polly in the Pocket will be on stage about 7 o'clock. They're a high-energy, female-fronted alternative rock band. They're going to cover your favorite songs, mostly from the 90s.
Oh, okay, now I'm in. That sounds really fun. And now how long do they play?
They'll play from 7 to 10.
Oh, really cool.
Yeah. And also tomorrow night, as well as Sunday, are family discount nights. Rides only take 1 ticket.
Well, that's even better. And now take me through that partnership with Lures and just how beneficial that is.
Well, Lures was involved in the old expo before it kind of went away for a while, and they're part of the reason that the expo came back. They had an open spot in their schedule. They approached the city back in 2017 about coming back, and we got it done, and we're thrilled to have them back. They're a great partner. Andy couldn't be any easier to work with, and you can already see the rides have been going up down there already early this week.
Well, even last week, what I thought was really kind of exciting about Jazz and Wine too was just to see those trucks in the background, knowing what's going to be coming this week was really exciting too.
Yeah, when that Ferris wheel goes up, people know it's expo time.
That's without a doubt. And now, as Dan was saying, the amphitheater tonight runs from 5 to 10 p.m.
5 to 10.
And then Polly in the Pocket starts at 7 and they run to close. And volunteers, do they start Thursday too?
Volunteers will start Friday through the rest of the expo. The commissioners kind of handle things on the Thursday night because it is a little slower as we get into the weekend.
Well, and this is what I think is really cool. On Friday from 5 to 11 p.m. is when the expo is running, but the big show is going to be the Dirty Mugs at 8 p.m.
We open at 5 with DJ Maxa, and then the Dirty Mugs, who have become a staple of the expo, kind of the anchor of the entertainment. They'll go on at 8 p.m. and play until 11.
And now DJ Maxa, new?
New to the amphitheater, but has a reputation around St. Louis. We're looking forward to having her.
Really cool. And what I think's wonderful is how you guys have really kind of tied in this Alton Catfish Classic and how you're navigating that with all of the fun that goes into the Alton Expo. How are you guys able to manage that and get that to work organizationally speaking?
Well, they've been great to work with over the last few years, having their way in down at the amphitheater. That'll be around 3 o'clock on Saturday. So if you want to see some of the biggest fish in the river, make sure you're down at the amphitheater around 3 on Saturday. We open at 1 on Saturday. Rides will be going, the food vendors will be going, but you'll start seeing the boats and the trucks come in about 3.
And RiverBender.com will be on hand band Saturday, too, to bring you some of the sights and sounds of that expo. And now, Almost Famous, I've heard a lot about this band. I've seen them on social media. Is this their first time?
It is their first time. We are having them this year on Saturday at 7 o'clock after the Catfish Classic weigh-in. They're a band that you're going to hear a lot of upbeat music from anywhere from Journey and Queen to Billy Joel to anything from the 60s to the 2000s. So bring your dancing shoes.
I love it, man. And you know what I think's really cool is just how some of those shows really kind of take place. Where Platinum Rock Legends, which we had that was that the Monsoon Night?
That was 2 years ago.
That was 2 years ago. But what I thought was so cool was the fact that an engagement party. Sorry, that's my Siri. But what I thought was cool is just 2 years ago, there was an engagement party basically happening because the rain threw the crowd into a wrench, but all of a sudden, this whole party came in and had their own VIP experience.
They basically had their own concert because anybody that stuck around, we had to shut the rides down, but the band stuck around and we still had a nice evening.
Well, and that's what I think's cool about the Expo because it's truly the definition of community because, hell, you can't predict weather and you can't predict when it's going to rain, but what I think's cool is how everyone kind of makes the night, even though it might not be perfect, they make the night their own if there's a little bit of rain, and I just love seeing the community come together that way.
Well, it's an event that anybody can come to, and there's something for everybody between the rides, the food, the beverages, the different musical options. So we're really hoping that we have another good crowd again this year because the community's really supported this event since it came back.
It really has, and what I think's really unique too is the way that you guys produce the Expo, because on Sunday it wraps up on a really nice note. From 1 to 5 p.m. is the perfect time slot because everyone maybe or may not have had a little bit of fun over the weekend. They get to come back and just relax, listen to a great band in Porch Cafe.
Porch Cafe has kind of become the Sunday staple of the Expo. They'll be on from 1 to 5 on Sunday.
Man, they do a great job. And getting into this, what's this week looked like for you? Is just the phone ringing nonstop? Or
Actually, I have to give a lot of credit to Lindsay Younger at Park and Rec. She has taken on a lot of the day-to-day nuts and bolts stuff on this event. So and with all of us on the commission having day jobs and having other things that we have to do, I have to give her a lot of credit because she's really taken on a lot of the organizational aspects.
And that's huge. I mean, just really huge. Now, throughout the Expo, I know that sometimes there's a little bit of a different component added to it. There's different themes. Is there anything we need to talk about on that front this year?
No, there's no particular themes going on this year. We just, with the weather shaping up as good as it's going to be a great chance. We're going to have a lot of food vendors. There's going to be a lot of other vendors. Lindsay's done a great job organizing all of that the last few weeks and getting everybody ready to go tomorrow. So we're going to have some of the vendors and some new ones this year. So come down and check things out.
What I think's really cool is that the vendors aren't just, product vendors. You can actually go down to the Expo and learn about organizations and learn about different folks that might be, even running for office. I've seen that down there. And it's a good informative opportunity for the region as well.
It's an opportunity for folks to either get a message out or get their wares in front of people. It's not just food. And Lindsay's done a good job of trying to reinvigorate that side of the vendors too.
Really cool. And that's now vendor spots I'm sure have closed, but next year, how can folks reach out?
The easiest thing is to reach out to Park and Rec because they have all the forms and everything you'll need and all the information to get it. And the earlier you get it in, the better spot you'll get on the grounds.
And now, can we talk a little bit more for the family side of things, amusement rides? How do tickets sell there? Is there a certain set, like $1 for one? Or
that's all set by Lures. They run the carnival separate from us, but they do have the specials on Thursday and Sunday where rides only take one ticket to actually get on the ride, where on Friday and Saturday it might, depending on the size of the ride and what you're doing, it might take multiple tickets.
One of my favorite things to do is it's going to be on Saturday this time, is just kind of going by myself and slipping off to the Ferris wheel and just seeing the overhead shot of the region coming together.
It is great to go up on the Ferris wheel and see the riverfront as active as it is and the beauty that our city really has.
Now, as a commission, did you guys think bringing back the Expo, it would honestly take off this quick? Because it's hard to really recapture sometimes a lost audience, and you guys got it back.
It is. I mean, the grounds are obviously different than they were from the old Expo with the amphitheater and the marina and all the development that's happened down there. So it was a kind of an experiment to begin with, and then we ran into the COVID year, and you never know how you're going to come out of that. But it's come roaring back, and we just hope it continues to grow.
And now there's no cost to get into the Expo, correct? Now, all the add-ons, the games and the fair food and the rides, absolutely.
I mean, we hope you're going to spend a few dollars, but if you just want to come bring your lawn chair and listen to music, that's free to do.
Well, and you know what I think is really cool about this, and you and I are in touch with things, and we hear, some feedback, and that's one of the feedback is I want to go pop a chair out and listen to music. Go do it. You got 4 days, 5 days of it.
Four different kinds of music. You can just plop your lawn chair down and have a good time.
Now, getting into Saturday, are there any logistical things that we need to know about with the Alton Catfish Classic and how that ties into Expo?
Well, you can count on them lining up to come in on the Henry Street entrance. They'll come in that way, and they'll line up to come into the amphitheater. So that can get a little bit congested for that afternoon. So you might want to avoid that area. Parking wise, there's always the side on Argosy that's got parking. The Henry Street lot after the farmers market, or you can park up on 3rd Street or Broadway and walk over the convenience of the pedestrian bridge.
And that's actually one of my favorites to do because, again, another great visual shot is seeing that walking the bridge. And what I think's unique, too, is that you're going to see a lot of different groups of folks that maybe are out doing other things and go and stop to the expo. And whenever I see that, it kind of puts a smile on my face because they make that a cornerstone of their trip.
Absolutely. You're going to see groups of friends hanging out. You're going to see grandparents bringing their grandkids down. You're just going to see a mix. It's great to see our community come together in a positive light and just have fun.
And truly our community with all different backgrounds and all different ages just going and enjoying the next couple of days. And now getting back just into the rundown, are there going to be vendors each day of the expo?
They will be there. Part of the deal with being a vendor at the expo is you're there for the entire 4 days.
I did not know. All the times I've talked to you.
Because number one, logistically, trying to get people in and out once the setup happens is a nightmare.
Yeah.
So when you sign up, you're there for the entire event.
Well, and now what's the feeling now for you? I mean, we're a couple of hours away from the start of the expo. You're getting ready to go at full speed with some of the commissioners and Eventive and the Park and Rec staff. Is there any thought right now other than let's just get through it?
I'm looking forward to it. I love this week, as busy as it is. I mean, I'll be rushing back from work to get here tonight. Before we open, and it'll be a long week with not enough sleep, I can assure you that.
And it just, to me, it just shows the commitment that you guys have for the event, because it's easier to do 1 day, but when you're doing 1, 2, 3,
4 days.
4 days. Sorry, it takes me a little bit to count. That starts to weigh. I mean, even if you love it or not, it just shows your guys' passion, man.
Well, but it's also it's become a little more turnkey. With each passing year, we get better at things, and it makes it a little easier. And with Eventive's help, with the Park and Rec staff help, with the police department's help, it's a total team effort. There are so many people behind the scenes working their butts off to put on these events, but particularly one that goes for 4 straight days.
Well, and that's what you hit it right on the head. There's all the different components, and that's not easy to have different entities working together and still achieving in a very quick pace.
Well, when you put all of these groups together and all of the vendors, sometimes it's like herding cats.
I bet it is. Well, Dan Herkert, as we're just talking about the next couple of days, whether or not you go Thursday, which is the discount day where all rides cost 1 ticket, or Sunday for the families, that's available too. Friday and Saturday. And just to ask some commonly asked questions that I've seen kind of in the last couple of years, can you bring coolers into the amphitheater?
No outside food or beverages.
I wanted to ask that just because that sometimes it becomes a discrepancy, but just support the vendors and, of course, the Park and Rec staff that'll be down there serving.
We also need to raise a little money so we can keep doing this every year.
Yeah, absolutely. And speaking of that, too, if it's okay, if you're a business owner out there, now's the time to start reaching out to the amphitheater for next year.
Yeah, the more sponsors we can get, the more we can do down there. As I always say, it comes down to money, and we're already looking at budget for next year. And all those sponsors that you see on the marquee or on the website, please patronize them, because we couldn't do this without them.
Well, and that's a really good point. And I also wanted to point out that this year seemed to be a pretty good year for you guys. You had jazz and wine, and people really enjoyed it. You had a lot of good things happening all year long, or all summer long, and now it's time to kind of celebrate the summer with the expo.
Well, it's a short celebration because we're ready to go right back to work for next year.
I love it. And that's just, well, you need to, though. You can't. We were talking to Sam Foxman, 2 weeks ago, and he talked about that, where you guys are already looking at routing for next year for artists. Just incredible.
And it just comes down to, can we raise the money? And that's what we're going to be out hustling to do after this week.
Absolutely. Dan, is there anything else we haven't touched on?
Just folks, come down and enjoy our riverfront. It's going to be a gorgeous weekend.
You know, I think I can do a better job of selling that too. Real quick, go to RiverBender.com/weather, and I will give you what it's going to be the next 5 days. On Thursday, you're looking at mid-70s when the expo starts, and then Friday, a high of 78. On Saturday, a high of 71. On Sunday, a high of 72. That means it is fall weather for one of the first times.
We have hit hoodie and shorts weather.
I'm excited for it. Dan, I know I'll see you down there. Best of luck with everything, and kudos to you and the rest of the commissioners, Park and Rec, Eventive, for putting this on again.
Well, thanks for helping us promote it.
Oh, man, I have a good time doing this. Ed. A little bit of change here. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back with more of our daily show on this Thursday, but grab the little ones, grab your friends. The Alton Expo starts tonight at 5, and we'll see you there.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible. Covering auto, home, business, and life insurance, our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
Picture This and More has been a trusted name in the Alton community for more than 30 years, with the last 3 being right here on Broadway. We specialize in quality framing at affordable prices. We also feature works by local artists because we're proud of our community. If you have valued treasures to display and preserve, we're sure to have the perfect fit with our large selection of custom framing and display options. Whatever color, shape, or size, Picture This and More has the look you need. Stop by today and let us help you with your next project.
For the biggest selection of pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs in the Riverbend, visit AltonToyota.com or stop by their location on the Homer Adams Parkway in Alton. Winner of the prestigious President's Award, Mungan Burkhardt Alton Toyota knows how to treat their customers, and they will help you find the vehicle that is perfect for you. For years, Mungan Toyota has been a fixture in the Riverbend, and now Mungan Burkhardt carries the tradition. New name, but the same great service you've come to expect.
I had an amazing experience with Dr. Haug and her team. I came here when I was 10 years old to get my braces on. Now I'm 28 years old, braces off, and I get so many compliments on my smile. It's helped me thrive in my career as a news reporter, and also as Miss Missouri USA, I took the stage with confidence, knowing my smile was gonna make me look like $1 million. I've never felt better and more confident because of my smile.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville.
Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
Oh, here we go, 9:28. Welcome back. The Alton Expo starts tonight, but Making God Laugh hits the stage in just a few short days. Lee Cox, Kevin Frakes, and a new friend of the show. How are we doing, Eric?
Good.
Man, this is always exciting. It's the first Thursday of the month, and it belongs to... You aren't Dan Herkert, Lee Cox.
No, I'm not.
But it's always belonging to Alton Little Theater, and always great to see you guys. And how are we doing?
Well, we're doing great. I've got 2 handsome, wonderful men on either side of me this morning. This is great. And they're helpful. They fix things. They're creative. They know how to do things. Life is good.
But they didn't open the front door today, though.
Well, no.
I could have.
He was about ready to kick it in when I said, let's call CJ and tell him it's
There's a couple big rocks out there. I could have got that door open.
That's awesome.
Yeah, because there was somebody else at the ATM. Those 3 guys, they could have taken that door down.
Well, as always, we talk all things Alton Little Theater on the first and last Thursday of each and every month. And as we're getting in here today, I saw that there was some announcements made on your Facebook page and social media, and let's just kind of dive right into that.
Okay, so as of September 1st, we made the announcement, although that was Labor Day weekend, so it's been trickling down everywhere. But I had kind of given you the hint that dear Kevin Frakes will be retiring after A Christmas Carol.
I hate that.
And as we're wiping the tears away, we will be handing the mantle to Eric Sykes.
The torch.
The torch, yeah. That's become the political phrase as you're
Really
passing
cool.
the torch. And Eric will be taking over. And he's going to be the executive director, but he really is doing the creative director and the executive director. We've kind of melded it together and said, you're younger, do 2 jobs.
Coming running.
Yeah. And I will be staying around and kind of mentoring. Plus, my commitment every show in the spring, I'm either producing, assisting, directing, or being in. So
Right.
through May,
Well,
I will be there.
And right off the bat, Kevin, you know, what's kind of going through your mind is the proverbial sun starting to set on the career at Alton Little Theater.
Yeah, I'm ready. I mean, I'm ready. I've been there for over 50 years, and I think it's time, you know, to. I spend anywhere from 12 to 14 hours a day there, almost every day. And it's like, and I've been doing that for quite a few years. And my wife just retired, and she's sitting at home by the pool waiting for me. So, so now we want to do some traveling and stuff. And I just think it's time to turn it over to the new generation. And Eric is a great guy, and I know he'll keep it going. And he's got some great ideas, and he will follow some of the stuff we did and bring in his own knowledge and make the place grow. And I really feel confident in that.
Really cool. And you know, Eric, just following up with you, you know, what's it like to step into this role? And we'll talk about your background here in a bit, but just right off the bat, what was your thoughts knowing that, hey, I'm stepping into the big seat?
Well, I'm just glad Kevin read my Cliff Notes.
Well, you still got to pay him afterwards, pal.
No, it's my first experience with ALT was in Singing in the Rain, and we got to talking, and we became close, and these two are just fantastic. Stepping into one role is hard enough. Having both of those combined is going to be challenging.
It's a challenge.
But I've always thrived on challenge, and so I think that's going to be good for me, and hopefully great for Alton.
Well, and just going back to you, Lee, too, on top of it all, social media, when you guys posted it, it seemed like everyone was really, supportive of this and really excited, which is tough when you have such a loyal base that sometimes change gets a little bit difficult, but it seems like here it's, celebrated and it's a good step forward.
Well, I've been talking about this for a little while.
Yeah.
And everybody knew that I was wanting this. The hardest part was finding the right person to step in. And we truly believe Eric is the right person to do this. So it's like, so everything will go fairly smooth. I mean, for me, especially. No, but I told him, I live 5 minutes away from the theater, and I told him, my phone is always on, and if he needs any help, don't call me. Because I would help, because by any means, we've got to make sure that the theater keeps going and will thrive. And, we're on our 91st season. And so it's like, we need to keep it going. And I think he's the right person to keep that going.
Well, and you hit on it. I was getting ready to hit that point, too, because you guys have both said, hey, our chapters are getting ready to come to a close here, but we need to find that individual that really is going to have the passion that you guys both shared, and Eric, coming into not just a little theater, but the oldest, most continuous little theater in the state of Illinois has some prowess to it. And, to have a staple in the community now that you're going to be spearheading into 2025, what are you looking to do, and who are you looking to just get to know in the community?
Well, I'm looking forward to just being present. I'm kind of getting my toes wet right now, and albeit making God laugh for
really
those curtain speeches.
Yep.
And just getting to know the audience there will be nice. But I have some internal thoughts about the season, the upcoming season, and some ideas there. And we'll be discussing those in the coming months. And Lee will help me with that timeline, because Lee is. I've asked for written things and timelines and who do I call for this, and
she's a walking calendar.
Yes, and so we have a lot of catching up and figuring things out in the next couple months. And
Daily. It's like our daily show.
It is. Yes.
Okay.
Just
I
off
got
the
this
camera.
part of it
Yes.
done. Now we have the next part.
Yeah. So, but Lee is going to be a great mentor next year to me.
Well, and honestly, sorry to jump in here, but just, sometimes in the community when we've seen, staples and what we've come to know as staple institutions change hands, we get nervous about that because sometimes that lineage isn't kept and sometimes that aurora kind of gets lost. But here it seems like passion's still brewing, and this is just going to keep elevating the experience too. And I think that's wonderful. And
Well, I think it's providential that and we didn't know this at the time, but when Eric was starring and singing in the rain, I mean, people loved the show and loved him, so they're already familiar.
Right.
And I've been joking. If he can do that tap dancing, he can run this theater. And people don't get that, but I saw him night after night. The tenacity, the hard work he put in, his standard of excellence. And so I'm like, he'll be okay. And then the people, they're going to want to see him. So as much as he can be around, we'll be out there, shaking hands, and people will have questions. But I hope everyone sees that Kevin and I, we did doubt, like, who's going to pick this up and love it the way we do?
Yeah.
And then when the interviews were done, we were like, oh, thank God. I mean, literally, thank God.
Well, I could only imagine how stressful that thought is alone. When you're trying to find that next individual to take the reins so you guys can just have, that time to enjoy a little bit, retire, go on trips and just be yourselves and take out the work schedule, that's got to be stressful. And I bet the weight of the world kind of fell off your shoulders whenever you're going, man, we found him. We got the guy.
Yeah, it's hard. And, we talked about it around the board quite a few times. And I told him, I said, you can't just find somebody that's qualified for the job.
Right.
Because it's not just a job. You have to feel it in your heart. And if you don't have that in your heart, it will never make it.
Well, and that's why you guys have been around and been able to do this for so long, and that's what I think such a big thing to shout out is, I mean, for decades, you guys have been able to do this and profit and at least keep some money going and profit, to keep the lights on and keep entertaining us. And that's almost unheard of right now in entertainment in smaller theaters.
Days it's very hard to do.
Yeah, it is. I mean, think about the amount of people who haven't been active in theater, the amount of time alone that it takes to put on one show, the amount of energy and the time spent behind stage, in front of the stage, doing the lights and learning the lines. It is a very hard thing to pull off for one show, and we do 8 to 10 shows a year.
Right.
We didn't tell him that until after he said yes. We're like, oh, by the way.
How many shows you guys do?
8 to 10.
We do more shows than the theater he's coming from.
And how many years have you guys been doing that? 8 to 10 shows?
12 years.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a lot of time and energy. So Kevin's right. It's more than just doing the job. It's the passion. If you don't have that, the quality of shows goes down because you just stop caring, and the quality of shows has not gone down.
Yeah, because if you break it down for what you actually get paid, because it's not a high-paying job.
Right.
So if you actually break it down, the hours you put in and everything, you're making maybe about $3 an hour if you really break it down.
Yeah. Well, you're 100% right, and you can't have somebody that just has those requirements, like you're saying, and has those qualifications to step into that, because if you aren't willing to kind of sacrifice a little bit and see it through, it's going to be a long road.
Well, and you not only hire, a person, you also hire their family and everything else, because that's a big part.
Now, that's a good point.
That's a big part of it.
Yeah. How was your family with this role? Were they supportive of this and saying, go get it?
I have a wonderful partner in Bethany. She is my biggest supporter. I don't know how I would get through this without her. And
she
is
likes list. Like
she's a lister too.
She's a lister, and she keeps me on track and organized. And ALT's getting a bonus in Bethany because she will be right by my side all the time.
Really cool.
And she's talented too.
Yeah.
Gorgeous and talented.
Yes.
It's a win all across the board here.
Just talented, and we sing together, and so I think that we people will genuinely
Yes.
like they always do. Love Bethany.
And they're going to be doing a feature in Best of the Best, but they're doing their own concert the first weekend of March of 25.
Really? Can we get a little bit of a teaser? Is it original music?
No, it's a Bobby Darin tribute.
Oh, really cool.
Yeah. So we'll be doing, I'll be doing Bobby Darin music, and Bethany will sing one or two with me, and she dances with some dancers in the background. So
it's really kind of ironic because once we met and started talking to each other, and we went to Applebee's and had a few drinks one night and stuff, we started realizing that our life is very similar.
Really?
Yeah.
How so?
Well, the way he does the theater and performing and stuff, I did the same thing, and it's like, it's almost like he's my son, you know?
Just like you're my son, yeah.
We both met our significant others in the state on the theater.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So
that's
it's been
really cool.
Yeah, when we started talking, it's like, yeah, we did that stuff too. This is weird, you know.
And
so
he's done, you know, you've done tribute shows.
Oh, yeah.
And
The Frank Sinatra tribute shows were really good. We got to get one more before you go.
Nope, I'm done.
Oh, dang it. Well,
his Christmas show last
maybe we can get him back.
You know, I
we'll
think,
see.
you know, Beyond the Sea is what we're talking about right now. We're mentioning Eric and his wife show, The Life and Hits of Bobby Darin, March the 1st at 7:30 p.m. Mark your calendars for 2025 already. What the heck? And then go at 2 p.m. on a matinee on the 2nd.
Whole year.
We do. You got the whole year to get tickets to it. And now, Making God Laugh, just so we can touch on that real quick, I know that tickets are for sale.
Yes, they are.
Kevin, I heard you had some fun with the set again, you know, in a quick turnaround time.
It's always a quick turnaround time.
But he built it totally by himself.
Yeah,
That's
in 3 days.
But I had it up in 3 days.
Wow.
Because I'm like, can we rehearse in here? Can we rehearse in here?
I give motivation, Kevin.
That's why I'm retired.
So, the set quick turnaround, but what's the set look like, and what we can expect for
it's a
Making God?
typical Midwest, middle class
living
home.
room.
Yeah, living room with an archway and stairs going up to the bedrooms.
Cool.
But the thing about the 4 holidays is not only the dishes and the food changes, but the front door opens and we have different yard
That's
and
cool.
porch.
That's cool.
And the curtains change and the rug changes and the pillows change.
Well, I think this is the first time we've ever opened the door and seen the bathroom, too.
Yes.
Really?
And the bathroom is great.
No way.
Yeah, you actually see the bathroom.
The kids did the bathroom for Mom one time when they went on a vacation, so the bathroom looks very different than the rest of the house. And it's a real eye catcher. Yeah, I had someone bring a kneeling bench, and I said, "You want to see Jesus, who kind of looks like Bob Marley?" And she goes, "Yeah." And I open it, she goes, "Oh my God, it does." So it's very cool. It's about a devout, very zealous Roman Catholic mother. And in fact, her husband says, you know, she's a convert. They're the worst. But she lives her faith. She truly is a woman of faith. But she doesn't even want the Mass to be said in English. She wants it to be, she said, it sounds like a list of rules when they say it in English. I just, you know, like the Latin. So you can see the world from 1980 to 2010, how very much the world changed. You know, in Y2K, they go through that, and she's like, oh, thank God we don't own a computer, you know, because of all
Nothing to worry about, you know.
But the fun is dressing everyone up. Well, it was fun once I found the costumes. It wasn't fun when I was looking for the hair and the costumes.
Is it like the little nostalgia moment when you see some of the folks in their attire?
Oh, you
know what
gotta
I'm
see
saying?
the mullet on Shea Maples.
Oh, God, no.
Yes. Yes.
A mullet.
He begged me. He said, could I please be bald in the last scene? That's how much he hates the hair. Could I please be bald?
You got to be a trooper, Shay. Hey, we're going to take a quick break, but they aren't going anywhere. We'll stay here. You stay here on Roku TV and RiverBender.com. Theater Thursday continues right after this.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
I just got a new air conditioner. Top of the line.
I bet mine's better. It's so efficient and quiet, I hardly know it's running.
I've got you both trumped. I've got a Linux.
So do I.
Barrett Heating and Cooling carries Lennox products to meet any budget. Don't gamble with your energy dollars. Call Barrett Heating and Cooling and start saving today.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
Ready for fantastic deals? Head to Village Dispensary, where every day is a celebration. Start your week with 25% off Dog Walker pre-rolls on Monday. Tuesday, enjoy 25% off Divs gummies. On Wednesday, enjoy 30% off Nevada pens. On Thursday, it's 30% off CQ sodas, margaritas, and more. Friday, enjoy 3.5 grams of Megatron by NGW and Cronuts number 4 by Paul Bunyan for $25. Visit VillageDispo.com and shop now.
Life's better when you're under the American Family Insurance roof because they know your house is home base for their dreams. Whether it's a kid like me aiming for the big leagues, ready? Future rocket scientist, or a budding prima ballerina. When you feel totally protected, your family's free to pursue their dreams. She's good.
Let's go.
American Family Insurance.
Get paid to go solar. We're not solar bros. At Grid, we're solar pros. We explain the process behind solar power so you can make an informed decision. We'll work with you to make owning your power as simple as possible and affordable with zero down financing and payment options. Our only goal is to save you money. Call Grid when you're ready to be independent of the power company.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Welcome back, 9:47, a little bit of change. We are back with Eric, Lee, and Kevin. Theater Thursday continuing on this 5th day of September. And, getting into this, Eric, take me through your background a little bit in theater for the audience, just to get to know you a little bit more.
I fell in love with theater like most people do in high school. That's where I had my first experience, and I've been in shows ever since, in community theaters. I did a little in college. I did theater over in Highland, and then I landed over in Granite City with Alfresco Productions, and I was the managing director over there. And actually, I'm finishing up my last show there right now, Legally Blonde, which opens in November.
What dates?
November 8th through the 17th.
Really cool, just so we can go out there and maybe say hi to Eric before the official transition.
Yeah. And Bethany, his partner.
Oh, and Bethany, absolutely.
She is the star, Elle Woods. Yeah, so she is.
Is she a good Elle?
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm talking about.
She's a natural Elle. Yeah, she's very good.
She smiles all the time.
She does.
Even in the morning.
Yeah, without coffee. She doesn't drink coffee.
That's impressive.
It is impressive.
Yeah, he and I are both like.
I can barely talk to people without coffee.
You should see me drinking my jet fuel in the morning here. You know? It's like the fruit treats are going bad.
But no, so that's a very brief background. I've directed quite a few shows, and then so I'm really excited to get on a ALT stage and see what we can do over there.
Now, was Singing in the Rain your first experience on the stage? Now, take me through that experience. Was that the sticking point for you? Was that why we're finally moving on here?
I was really impressed with just with everything that ALT. I had no idea that this job, that this position was opening. So
it's all happenstance.
Yeah, it was just like
we just kind of fell into it.
Yeah,
that's incredible.
But my experience over there with Singing in the Rain, first of all, Singing in the Rain was a bucket list show for me, and that was probably the very last time I could ever do that show. I wouldn't any older, and I wouldn't be able to do that. It was tough. Our choreographer was extremely tough, and she's wonderful, but just tough. And I just don't. Kevin and I and Lee think a lot alike. We don't want to put on a bad show, and so I was really pleased that Kevin would be like, "Hey, I'm not going to let you go out there looking bad." And we ended up not changing much of that choreography, just pushing right through it. But I was thrilled with the caliber of show that was, and so my experiences were really, really good.
Well, and as we're moving on forward, if you're just tuning in at 9:50 and a little bit of change, coming into 2025, a new executive director and the new creative director too, correct? Yeah. Blended?
Both.
Blended. Is there a new title for that yet? Is there going to be like a hybrid?
It's called Eric.
There you get your own job title.
When people ask, in fact, I'll say, let's ask Eric. Talk to Eric about that.
Yeah. Well, and as we're getting back to talking with Kevin, you know, Kevin, as you have a couple of months left, is Christmas Carol your last show? It's
going to be it.
And auditions start when?
I start on Saturday, the 21st this month, and then we do the next Saturday, which is the 28th at 10 o'clock.
Really cool. And, you know, as we're talking about that, Kevin, you know, what's kind of going through your mind with your last show? Is it one of those, because you're, you know, I've always talked to you and known you as, you know, a professional, just let's get this going and let's get things done.
Yeah, but I mean, I look at this show like I look at all other shows. You just do the best you can with it and go with it. And but this show, excuse me, this show is a traditional show. Mm-hmm. And I think the audience, it's a family type show, and, you know, I think the audience will really like it. And I am going to try some special effects in it, especially with the ghost.
Really cool.
Yeah, and I'm not going to give out too much information.
For sure.
But I like to do a lot of special effects and stuff in my shows, especially when I can. You know, we made it rain on stage.
Have you ever made it rain on stage?
Nope, that's the first time I ever made it rain on stage.
Well, it didn't just rain, it poured.
Oh, it poured. And I told him, I said, when you're dancing, you're going to get sopping wet. And he did. But so I've got some ideas for the ghost and stuff, and I'm going to build a huge set for my last show, so it'll go wall to wall. And
wow.
It'll be kind of impressive, I hope, and people, I think, will go away really going, wow, that was something. So.
And have you always been wanting to do the Christmas Carol? Have you done it before?
No, it was just something that I thought about doing, and we have done that show, but I don't think we've done the traditional one. But
Josh was 6.
Yeah, we did it years and years and years ago. But it's something that people just love to go see, and so I personally have never done it. So we're gonna jump into it. Eric's gonna help me with it.
I love it. What'd you say?
His wife loves Christmas.
Oh, absolutely. Well, and was part of the Christmas concert last year and did a wonderful job.
Oh yeah, I drug her up there so she so she knew it was gonna be our last. I say, hey, it's our last one. Come sing a couple songs. And she goes, all right. So because she retired from performing quite a few years ago, so I had to bring her back up. So
before we start talking to Lee here, Kevin, what's the first trip?
I think, well, she wants to go to Disney, but because we want to see the Harry Potter thing.
Oh, yeah, that'd be really cool.
What I want to do is hit California because I want to see all the redwood trees. We're going to go and do a lot of the parks, the state parks. We're going to travel around and do the state parks.
Wonderful. And, you know, Lee, getting back to everything, you have a busier 2025, it sounds like, than Kevin will with some of the shows that are coming up. But at the same time, you're starting to transition, you know, out of that role and more into a consulting position. What's going through your mind now?
Well, so far, Eric's been talking. We've been talking about shows, and so far, I love the shows that he loves. And it's his, you know, ultimate decision after that. We have so many new shows in the beginning of 25. I doubt that you're really familiar with them because I did that specifically to do the Midwest premiere. A lot of playwrights will give us a deal if they have to do 3 professional productions to even get published sometimes. So they'll do a coast and then they want the Midwest, and we luck out on that. So the royalties are not that much, and I have 2 playwrights coming in from San Diego and Chicago for the studio series this year, and some fairly new plays, but really good plays. I mean, Kevin and I, and I'm sure Eric does too, read plays all the time, and 10 out of every 11, I'm like, no. But there was something about each show in the second half of the 91st season that I really believe our audiences will enjoy. And even if they don't know the title, we have their trust that we're going to put on the good shows, and they will see. The more they get familiar with Eric, they'll remember him as a performer. They'll see him there with us, and, you know, I know his first show that he does, he'll knock it out of the park, and then it'll be okay.
Well, and right now, too, currently, just for folks that are interested, there is still that season ticket opportunity, correct?
Yes. We say till August 31st, but the reality is, and I put the tagline in things, if they just want to try us out and come to see Making God Laugh, then at intermission or even after the show, they can say, I want to flip my ticket. And for $68, they can purchase a season ticket just during the run of Making God Laugh. And that's 3 plays and a musical.
That is
so
awesome.
Who wouldn't want to flip their ticket?
Exactly. Well,
So
you can get
come
that
see
ticket
Making God Laugh for $22 and then flip it.
at altonlittletheater.org or call the box office 462-3205. Is Michael in yet? Or
Yes, he is.
Oh, call Michael now. And how great would that be if we flooded the phones today? That'd be wonderful.
That would be so wonderful. I just paid the bills yesterday. That was wonderful.
What better sales pitch than that? And Eric, as we're talking, throughout the summer they do the Youth Actor Series now, which I think so cool. And then the collaborations with the school district in some fashions. How important is it to get the youth involved in the local theater community like Kevin and Lee have done and build upon that?
I think it's critical.
Mhm.
I mean, they're the next generation of actors because the reality is that you can't always do kid shows and you can't always do adult shows. You've got to do shows that touch every generation. And so getting that instilled in young actors and getting them familiar with Alton Little Theater, knowing that they can just come perform in their hometown. They don't have to go over to St. Louis or down south or up north or wherever. Alton Little Theater is top notch, and they can come perform there. I think Bethany's going to have a heyday with kids classes and things like that. She's
really cool.
Yeah, she's a pediatric eye doctor, so she loves kids. And I think she's just going to have a lot of fun with that.
And there's a big demand for it
Yeah,
in our area.
There's a huge demand for it. And who sent you down here to Alton Little Theater? I mean, you guys are ticking every box that Lee and Kevin have looked for. It's incredible. I mean, this is just incredible. Because out of the 2 years we've talked, we have had these same conversations. Just incredible. And now, as you've made the announcement of Eric, have you gotten any messages from past performers or anybody that's reached out yet? I've been curious about that over the years.
In what regard?
And just saying, hey, Kevin, thanks for all the fun.
Nobody cares. No.
That is not.
Nobody cares.
See ya.
There's the door.
We'll be right back.
He will have those old ladies going, hanging on him.
I think the main thing they're worried about is they wanted to keep going the way it is, and I don't think they're going to have a problem with that at all. I think Eric is going to just step right in and just keep it going smoothly. And, I really do believe that. And so they will probably feel a little funny about it at first, but some people won't even care. Some people don't even know. So it's like it doesn't matter. So as long as Little Theater is putting on the good quality shows we've always done, that's all that matters.
Absolutely.
And that's key. If you put on a good show, people will come.
Yes.
Absolutely. And we have a couple of minutes left. Lee, is there anything else we need to talk about today before we wrap up for top of the hour news?
Well, actually, I just want everyone to know then the auditions are coming up in October for the X's because, the
sorry about that. Yeah, absolutely.
And that's going to be Randy Manning, our friend, his debut at directing.
No way.
Yeah, it's been 20 years since he directed when he came up with the Murder Mystery, the national thing that he sold all over the country. But we know he's a great actor, just did Fagin. And then, it just keeps going. We were not teasing. There are 10 shows between September and the end of May. So
Did you guys see the deep breath Eric just took?
I'll be on the beach.
We will be celebrating Christmas and Thanksgiving, and then I'll be calling Eric on Good Friday. Hey, you want to meet at 4 a.m. and not go shopping?
We can go shopping and talk because I do shopping on Black
There
Friday.
you go. Well, real quick, for A Christmas Carol, when are the audition times again, and who are you looking for?
Okay, I'm looking for quite a few men. There's 11 men that I need in this show, and I need, 6 women. And then I need some kids. I don't need a lot of kids, but I need like 4 boys, 2 girls, because you need the family, and stuff. And I may throw a few of them in there in the crowd scenes and stuff that walks across and stuff. So that's a pretty good sized cast. So we're looking at least 28 to 30 people I could cast in this show. And that's a huge show for being a non-musical. It'll be this month. It'll be Saturday the 21st and the 28th at 10 o'clock at the theater.
Really cool. And then the X's winter audition times?
That's the very end of October, even though Rocky Horror is right in there. He's having it this Saturday and Sunday. I think the very last, the 28th, 29th, something like that. So it's on the website. Yeah.
Really cool. And that website's altonlittletheater.org, where you can get updates on the auditions and just to get your tickets now. How about that?
Oh, absolutely.
Buy the season ticket or just
24 hours a day they can go online and get their tickets.
It's amazing. And you can call Michael right now, 618-462-3205. It's 10 o'clock in downtown Alton. We're rolling into top of the hour news. We'll take a quick break and we'll talk to you guys at the end of the month. Eric, great to meet you.
Thank
And
you.
best
You
of
too.
luck going forward.
Appreciate it.
We'll take a pause here. More of our daily show continues on Riverbender and Roku TV after this.
Tessie.
Dream Home Realty Center.
Hey Sherry, talk to me, Dream Team. We've got a showing.
We are Phillips 66 Wood River Refinery. We make the fuels that take us to work and our children to school. We make materials and energy products that allow us to stay connected to each other. We care about the quality and safety of our products because we care about the communities we share. Our employees live our values of safety, honor, and a commitment to act as good neighbors where we live and operate. We are Phillips 66.
You won't find a better health club than Nautilus Fitness Center. More cardio, more free weights and equipment, more classes, a swimming pool, and more. If you're serious about your health and want to make a change, then stop thinking about it and visit Nautilus Fitness Center on Industrial Drive in Alton. Don't fall for the hype you get from the other health clubs. Nautilus is the Riverbend's premier health club. Has been for years and will be for years to come. Get to Nautilus Fitness Center and get started on a healthier new you.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
Ready for fantastic deals? Head to Village Dispensary, where every day is a celebration. Start your week with 25% off Dog Walker pre-rolls on Monday. Tuesday, enjoy 25% off Divs gummies. On Wednesday, enjoy 30% off Nevada pens. On Thursday, it's 30% off CQ sodas, margaritas, and more. Friday, enjoy 3.5 grams of Megatron by NGW and Cronuts number 4 by Paul Bunyan for $25. Visit VillageDispo.com and shop now.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
I'm scared half to death. Open up the window, sucker. Let me catch my breath. Mama told me not to come. Mama told me not to come. That ain't the way to have fun. Son, that ain't the way to have fun.
Oh, get over here. 10:04. Welcome back. Daily Show hitting you on this 5th day of September. On Saturday, September the 14th, at the Gateway Convention Center, located at 1 Gateway Center in Collinsville, the Midwest Holistic Wellness Fair. Oh my goodness, Joyce, you have pulled out all the stops. Good morning and happy Thursday to you.
Thank you.
So fill me in on this event as a whole before we dive on into it. What made you get involved and want to start an event like this?
Well, it actually started a number of years ago. I am from Southern California. This type of thing is normal out there. I moved out to Midwest. It's like nobody really knows these holistic modalities. They don't know much about alternative healing. They don't know a lot about spirituality. So I needed to find a way to educate them because I feel it's important that the public knows that we've got other things besides your traditional medical care that people can use to heal their bodies, heal their minds, heal their souls, emotions, every part of their being.
Well, and that's a big part of our show is we talk a lot about that because, you know, right now there's an opioid epidemic in Madison County and throughout really the state of Illinois and our region. And sometimes these modalities could really help curb that, you know, uptick in prescription drug, you know, use. And, you know, take me through Living Free Center for Spirituality and Healing. How long ago have you started that?
I actually started that a number of years ago. I'm a psychotherapist, so I just started in my home office doing counseling, but I had this bigger vision for what I wanted to do. And then of March of this year, we started renting this building, refurbishing it. May of this year, we had the grand opening. So the center is really all about providing a place for people to learn more about and experience holistic healing. So I have my counseling office there. We have someone who does physical therapy there. We have someone who does PEMF therapy, which is this electromagnetic therapy, helps people with pain, inflammation, all kinds of issues with your physical body. It can bring relief and healing from that. So it's a really interesting new treatment. Most people know nothing about it. We're the only ones in this area that offer that. And
this is interesting.
Yeah. I'll have John come on. He can do a whole episode just on that for you. He's the one who does that. And then we have a couple other offices that we want to rent out to other people in the holistic wellness community. So if anybody out there is looking for an office, we've got 3 offices for rent. And then we have what I call a community center, which is a big open space we rent out. We have one part of it that's like casual sofa seating for if you want to have a casual event with a group of friends and people. We have our conference area with the table, the TV, the whiteboard, all of that to do trainings, classes, things like that. And then we have a big open space. People can arrange chairs and tables however they want to do anything. If you want networking groups you want to do there, you want to do a yoga class. So we're looking for different people that want to come in, rent out this space, use it for a lot of whatever purpose you want to. As long as it's somehow tied into holistic wellness, spirituality, you can rent out our space.
Wonderful. And now how can they find out more information?
You can go to our website, which is livingfreenow.net.
Love it. Great site name.
That's the best place to go to. Yep.
And then getting into this Midwest Holistic Wellness Fair, is this the first one or have there been multiple? Oh, here we go. Okay, now let's talk about this. So we were just talking before Joyce came back onto the air with me, and you started this preparation in May?
Yeah, I usually start it in May every year because it takes a while. Yeah, the first one I did was in Maryville because that's where our center is located. That's where I live. We went to their community center. And I just kept it small so I could learn how to do this. We had, I think, 18 businesses. We had maybe 95 people show up that day.
Wow.
But there's a lot of interest. Everybody that came really liked it. The vendors loved it. So then last year, we had it at the LeClaire Room in Edwardsville.
That's a nice venue.
Oh, really nice venue.
Yeah.
We loved it. It was a wonderful place. We had 39 vendors, and we had between 400 and 500 people that showed up. We outgrew that place. It was crowded. It was packed. I thought, okay, next year I got to find a bigger venue. Where's the biggest place I can go? And it's like, well, let's go to the Gateway Center this year.
Well, and now, how many vendors do you have this year?
Right now we have 51 different businesses that will be here. So there's something for everybody, which is why I want people to find out about this coming out that Saturday.
Well, and I wanted to talk about this because I'm excited on 2 fronts. Whenever I hear that you're growing exponentially year after year with this event, it means that, number one, you're working your butt off. But number 2, though, do you think that there's more of these services starting to show up throughout Madison County?
Oh, very much so.
Then that's a good thing.
Yes, just in the last 3 years. Like when I started, it's like, there are people out there doing different types of holistic energy work, spirituality, whatever term you want to call it, but they weren't connected. They didn't really know each other. So part of this is to bring the whole community together. And so the feedback I get from the vendors, we loved it because we had no idea all these other businesses were out here that we could connect with. And so it really unites this holistic wellness community.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
I mean, just wonderful. And now, guys, I don't know where to start on this. We got, whether or not animal communicator or a photographer, body care products, CBD products, chakra and crystal heal. I mean, you can go on and on. Let's go through the list of some of the opportunities that await us on September the 14th.
All right. Well, how much time do you have?
This is incredible. I'm serious. You don't want to miss this one. So how do you think we should go about this?
Well, I will just kind of give you a kind of a broad overview. So we have some what we're called more mainstream now. Like we have the chiropractors. I think we have 3 different chiropractors. We have counselors. We have coaches, life coaches. We have some of those. Those are things people are familiar with. And then we go into more of the spirituality. We have the intuitive readers. We've got the animal communicators, aura photography. They take a picture of your auric energy field so you can kind of see how healthy it is. That's really interesting to do that.
That is really cool.
Yeah, and we've got the CBD products. We've got nutrition. We've got someone that's going to be doing DNA testing that's going to be there that she'll be doing for people. We have physical therapy. We've got artists bringing in pictures, artwork, clothing, jewelry, so we also have that for everybody. We've got my daughter Jamie, SoCal Soul Plants Again.
She's wonderful.
Be there. She'll have all our plants there for everybody, so she'll also be there. We got sound healing, Reiki, body work. There's just a whole assortment. People don't realize how large this field is and all the different options are out there to get you to a healthy place, body, soul, and spirit.
Well, and what started you on your journey in holistic wellness? Has it always been there, or is it something you developed?
No, it hasn't. I was trained as a traditional psychotherapist, went to SLU, got my master's in clinical social work. And then you go out there and you find out really what they've taught you is you're either going to give people on coping skills, you're going to give them on psychotropic medications. I really believe in a healing God. I wanted to find out what actually heals people. So I went on my own journey into spirituality, into alternative healing, energy healing. And what I discovered with that was that energy is what heals people. We're all energetic beings. We're all beings of frequency. And that there are ways to actually heal people so people can get off the medications and they don't have to use all of these coping mechanisms. And so that's kind of what took me into this field, because then I started using these treatments with my clients. My clients were getting better at a faster rate than the average psychotherapist because I was using these additional treatments on them.
It's just incredible. I mean, that truly is incredible, because we've had so many different folks on the show that talk about this realm, and it's amazing, what mental illness can do just for our overall body too, and just the health of us, overall, and the debilitating factors that come into play. And I got to ask you, how positive are you about the future of holistic wellness? Because it really does seem like this, not even just my generation, but other generations are really starting to take hold of this and really at least exploring it.
Yeah, I see a huge future for a number of reasons. It used to be in the past, we didn't understand how this worked. And in America, if you don't have the science to prove how it works, you're not supposed to do it. Even though the treatment works, you feel better. If you can't prove how it works, people are afraid to use it. They're told not to use it. These things have been used for thousands of years in India, China, other places. But now, because of the science of quantum physics, we can actually prove how all of this energy stuff works. So now that we have the scientific proof, people are much more willing to take on and use these type of modalities. And I also see a shift because the medical model we have now is just not helping people. It's a model that really needs to keep you sick so it can keep making money off of you.
That's what it is. It's a business.
It's a business. It's not about getting people healthy and healed and whole. It's about how can we make money off of these people. We're about getting people healthy, healed, and whole. Obviously we have to make money at this to be able to have a business and survive. But money is not our number one reason why we do this.
Well, you weren't charging $800 for a Tylenol, in the hospital. And now, CJ, how much is it to get into the Midwest Holistic Wellness Fair? Free!
Absolutely. I always keep it free because I don't want there to be any limitations as to why people can't come out and learn about these things. Because here's your chance. You can talk one-on-one with all these different practitioners. You can sample their products. You can sample their treatments. So it's a really good way to educate yourself about everything that's out there.
Well, I'm sure for the individuals that are a part of this as exhibitors, art artisans, or just vendors alike, they got to love this opportunity to have so many people walking in and learning about them potentially for the first time.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's a great opportunity for them.
And now,
the other thing I have to tell you is I don't have corporate here. I try and stay away from corporate. I really want the smaller businesses, people that are starting out, family-run businesses, people that could really use a boost, get people know what they're doing. So you're not going to find any corporate businesses here.
That's really cool. And now, have you toured the Gateway Center yet?
Yes, I went there Tuesday this week for our final walkthrough to kind of figure out how everything's going to be laid out.
Now,
so that was exciting.
When do you start getting everybody in on the 14th? What's that prep work look like for you?
Well, the doors open at 7, so we can all come anytime after 7 o'clock whenever people want to show up to get their tables and set up. I'll probably be there by 8 o'clock because we have a lot to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really cool. And now going forward for next year, if you're planning on having, which I would assume the way that you're growing, that you would do this again, can people maybe put a bug in your ear about maybe being a vendor or being a table next year?
Yes, and that's what people did last year. So they came up to my table, the Living Free table. We'll have a big banner that says that we're the sponsors. You can find us.
Yeah.
And I did have people, I said, let me just take your information. I'll put you on the list for next year. But the other thing we're doing this year is up until this year, the last two, we're just focusing on the Metro East area. This year, we're opening up to St. Louis.
You need to, yeah.
So we have vendors from St. Louis. We're trying to attract more people from St. Louis to come to. So now we're doing both sides of the river.
Well, and you're in a perfect spot for that because you're right off the highway.
That's right.
Look at this. I'm just a fan. Well, and I got to ask, just because the immediate thing I thought of is how great would the Aurora photographer be whenever you're just starting to date somebody? Go ahead and take a picture over there, you know?
I'll tell you about aura photography. Our aura is always changing based on what we're feeling and thinking at any moment in time. So the picture you take now may be different from a picture you take the next day.
That's really interesting.
Yeah, it is very interesting.
Well, and let's talk...
it catches your aura in that moment in time, what your energy field looks like.
This is so cool. And now, how many... So there's 58?
We have 51
vendors 51. Right now. My apologies. Yeah. And now, how long does it run for the 14th?
It's 11 o'clock in the morning until 5 o'clock.
Oh, so we got some time to get out there and see you.
And I do have a few more tables left. If there's people listening who want to come out, I just have to have your contact by Friday, 5 o'clock at the latest this week. If anybody's still interested
in being a vendor,
contact me, and I can send you the contract as long as you get it in by Friday.
And that phone number again, or
618-210-3500. That's our office number. Contact that, and you can contact me.
Really cool. Yeah. Well, Joyce, what's your favorite part about this fair?
Ooh, that's hard to say.
It's like a child. It's a hard question.
Yeah, it's a thing I like about a couple of things. One, I really love seeing these businesses really be able to promote them and see their businesses grow and take off after this fair. I love to be able to educate the public and really hear comments from the public and how much they really enjoyed it, how much they learned from it, how happy they are that I put this on. So yeah, those are the two things that I enjoy seeing.
Well, and now for more information on the Living Free Center for Spirituality and Healing, do you guys have a Facebook page?
We do have a Facebook page. I'm not a big Facebook person. The page is out there.
Oh, okay.
But I am posting a lot of things related to the fair out there right now. So, yeah, you can go on the Living Free Center for Spirituality and Healing Facebook page.
And then livingfreenow.net, is that a good way to stay up to date?
That's the website, absolutely, yes.
Really cool. Yep. And do you have any openings available for folks that maybe want to give you a call and talk about what they're needing to work on?
For counseling? Yes. So I'm always taking new clients.
Oh, cool.
Well, here's the interesting thing I found out. Because I use the energy-based treatments, traditional psychotherapy, it can take at least a year or longer for a person to get healed. My clients are here from 3 to 12 months max. So I cycle through them faster, so I'm always looking for new referrals.
That's incredible.
So I'm very happy for my clients that they're getting to a better place through these treatments.
Well, and if you guys are just tuning in, we've already been talking for almost 20 minutes about if you're just tuning in, Saturday, September the 14th from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m., you have a chance to be a part of the Midwest Holistic Wellness Fair powered by Living Free Center for Spirituality and Healing. You can go to livingfreenow.net for more information on what Joyce does each and every day, but free admission at the Gateway Center. And 51 vendors. How many people are you expecting to come?
We're expecting at least 1,000 is our goal to break 1,000, which I think we'll be able to do.
Really cool. And Joyce, really appreciate your time. We'll link everything in an article on Riverbender ahead of time and take care of it. But is there anything I'm forgetting about talking about today?
I think you pretty much covered everything, so thank you for giving this opportunity to tell people about this.
Never a problem. Hey, before we take a quick break, let me fill you in on my friends over there at Hainer Library. You know, we have a great library in Alton, and they're a supporter of the show. They have a new thing called the Library of Things. So, you know, with Jamie, I don't know if it happened with Jamie, but, you know, your calculator always breaks a week before finals, and the calculators now are $280.
Wow.
they have them at Hainer Library, so you can go and rent it for free and bring it back after the test, and you don't have to argue with the lady in customer service at Walmart just to get your money back. Plus, they have outdoor games for the families to play, ghost hunting equipment, all of this really cool stuff that's available at the library, things that you can check out for free. And with your library card, you get ad-free, for free streaming with movies and TV shows on Biblio Plus, the Creative Bug app. That library card's awaiting you.
Wow.
You go to HainerLibrary.org, click on the How Do I tab, you click on Get a Library Card, and then you put your address in, and you're taken care of courtesy of our friends at Hainer Library. That's HainerLibrary.org, and start your journey with our community staple. Get over here today. Mark your calendars for August 9th.
Dream Home Realty Center. Hey Sherry, talk to me, Dream Team. We've got showing.
We are Phillips 66 Wood River Refinery. We make the fuels that take us to work and our children to school. We make materials and energy products that allow us to stay connected to each other. We care about the quality and safety of our products because we care about the communities we share. Our employees live our values of safety, honor, and a commitment to act as good neighbors where we live and operate. We are Phillips 66.
You won't find a better health club than Nautilus Fitness Center. More cardio, more free weights and equipment, more classes, a swimming pool, and more. If you're serious about your health and want to make a change, then stop thinking about it and visit Nautilus Fitness Center on Industrial Drive in Alton. Don't fall for the hype you get from the other health clubs. Nautilus is the Riverbend's premier health club. Has been for years and will be for years to come. Get to Nautilus Fitness Center and get started on a healthier new you.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
Ready for fantastic deals? Head to Village Dispensary, where every day is a celebration. Start your week with 25% off Dog Walker pre-rolls on Monday. Tuesday, enjoy 25% off Divs gummies. On Wednesday, enjoy 30% off Nevada pens. On Thursday, it's 30% off CQ sodas, margaritas, and more. Friday, enjoy 3.5 grams of Megatron by NGW and Cronuts No. 4 by Paul Bunyan for $25. Visit VillageDispo.com and shop now.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Missing you so come Monday, it'll be alright. Come Monday, I'll be holding you tight. I spent
Welcome into this Thursday morning. Our daily show continues in the heart of the 618. Brian Dawson in studio, and really cool opportunity for me. Last night my phone rang and said, hey, I got somebody that's been canoeing the Mississippi River all the way from the headwaters and is in town. And Brian, I'm just excited to talk to you, man. How are you?
I'm great. Good to be here.
Well, Brian, fill me in. Has canoeing been something that you've always done?
Yeah, I've been canoeing all my life. My dad started me in canoeing when I was young, and I'm pretty passionate about it. I love doing it.
Really cool. Well, now you started in the headwaters of Minnesota, and for maybe folks that don't understand where that is, that at the very top of the state?
Yeah, that's it. It's at Lake Itasca, and that's clear up in the northwest corner of the state of Minnesota.
And when did you start your trek?
June 1st.
Oh, wow. Honestly, wow.
It's been a long summer.
Well, and take me through what life's like on the river as you're canoeing.
Oh, it's every bend brings something new, and you gotta. It's just undescribable. The people that you meet on the river are just amazing, and that's a big part of my love of the river is just meeting the people and the towns along the way.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of sleeping on sandbars. If we're going through a town, we'll usually camp in the city park, and so far I haven't had any problems with that. The local police are usually real friendly, and if I can get permission, I do, and sometimes I just can't, and because it's late, but I've never had a problem with it. So.
Well, and is the Mississippi, because I've heard from all accounts they can be a tough waterway, with canoeing and some of that. Has it been tough, or has it been a pretty smooth trip?
Yeah, well, it's been real tough this summer. We had so much rain up there. All that high water you had down here fell on us up there.
Oh,
we
wow.
went through 2 tornado warnings. We went through baseball, and just a lot of hard driving rain, and tearing everything out of the canoe in the morning and drying everything out became a regular part of the trip for a long time this summer.
How do you navigate the storms and hail when you obviously aren't in your home? There's you're out in the open there.
Well, you just prepare for it best you can, which is just having everything in waterproof bags, which I found there's almost no such thing as a waterproof bag.
Well, and whenever when did it start to get a little bit better weather? June, we got hammered.
Yeah, and into July too, we were still getting a lot of rain. It was second half of July, it started drying up. Now it's, I think, getting probably too dry for most folks, but.
And is there something to kind of manage as the weather starts to change here? Because, you're still, making your way down, and now we're getting into fall. Does the water ever change, or any of the speed of it ever change as the seasons move too?
Well, with all that rain we had really good current up there in Minnesota. And now the river's getting bigger, and as more tributaries dump into the river, the pace just keeps quickening. So, it's staying fast.
Wow.
They tell me it's going to get a lot faster below St. Louis because of the Ohio coming in somewhere down there. And I look forward to that. I like the current.
Now, have you done this before?
I attempted it in 21, and then the water was too low to start the headwaters, and we started at Bemidji. And I say we, I mean me and my co-pilot Jade.
Jade's cool. Jade is really, and a great dog too.
Yeah, she is. She's an awesome dog. She's the star of this show. Without her, I'm just another guy in a canoe, But.
So, when did your trek stop in 2021?
It stopped at Savannah, Illinois. My then girlfriend had come to get me to take me back home for Thanksgiving. We started September 25th that year. It was a fall trip. And now it's November 20th, and she came down and got me. And she didn't want me on the river to begin with, but my canoe rode just fine all the way from Savannah, Illinois to Newton, Iowa, which is about a 3.5-hour trip. And the next morning on her way to work, my canoe flew off her truck, and it bashed in the side of it, and it took me 3 years to get back on the river again. I decided to just do the whole thing over. And
wow.
And this year I was able to start at the headwaters, which was great. So.
Well, and now take me through that experience. What's it like when you're putting your canoe in there knowing, hey, we're getting ready to make this journey, man?
Well, it was just an amazing feeling for me. It's so exhilarating. I've been waiting all my life to do this, it seemed like, and it was quite a challenge. The water was really fast, and the river's really small up there, and it's, borders on, class 2 rapids and sections. And
wow.
And yeah, it was pretty amazing. Amazing.
And did it take Jade any adjusting to meet you on the trip? Did she have to learn, what it's like to ride in that canoe, or?
No, she took to it right off the bat.
Oh, that's incredible, man.
Yep, she has guard duty at night, so during the day she sleeps in the canoe, and it works out perfectly for both of us. And
that's awesome. And now, take me through some of the people you've met along the way. You've been at it now for a few months, and I'm sure there's got to be dozens of folks that you've come and encountered.
Oh, more than dozens, hundreds. When we stop at a sandbar, kids are lining up to throw stuff for Jade. Jada is OCD about the game of fetch, and she can catch a frisbee. So
that's awesome.
And she just naturally draws people in. And without her, I would probably, the amount of people I would meet would probably be minuscule compared to what I do actually with her along.
Well, and now do people know that you're making the trek down here now? Is it starting to spread along the river that you're doing this?
Yeah, it is, and it doesn't. I don't know that it spreads ahead of me, but word seems to get out fast.
And I just think it's cool, man, because it's really unique because no one realizes that's never been on the river, that's never been out there, how tough that river can be, especially the currents and just how far of a journey you've started on. And now, what was your favorite river town? I mean, I know we're in Alton here, and it would be awesome if you said Alton, but was there a spot along up north in like Minnesota that you wanted to shout out, or any place that when you started coming down, you went, man, they did it up right up there?
Well, I just got to Alton late last night, and so I haven't had a chance to really experience Alton yet, but I'll tell you what, Alton's looking pretty darn good. I've had a great experience what little bit I've been here so far. And as far as Minnesota goes, Minnesota and Iowa both had some really great little river towns. I really haven't run into any river towns I didn't like except Minneapolis, St. Paul. And I have a feeling St. Louis might be the same way. But
could be. That's a good point,
Yeah.
And things happen. But
yeah, they've all been great, and the people are just amazing along the river. It's a different breed of people on the river, for sure.
How so? If you don't mind me going into that a little bit.
Just more. Friendliness and trusting, and just a more open and relaxed and chill mindset, I guess. We can go to a sandbar that only boats go to and have an amazing experience. The experience at a sandbar that anybody can get to is a little different. There's a lot more trash around.
Yeah.
People are more, they're not as open and openly friendly with you, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
There's just a different breed of people on the Mississippi River, and I just love them.
Well, and talk about the trip a little bit more, because just preparing, I wouldn't know where to start, because it's not like you can weigh down the canoe, or how much can you carry with you. Did you have to calculate what you could bring, what you couldn't bring?
Well, I attempted to, and I didn't do a very good job of it. When we started this trip, we had to stay at Itasca 2 days because we had so much stuff in our canoe, we couldn't fit ourselves into it.
Oh.
Yeah, we started the trip with a girlfriend, and she had a few items that I felt were maybe not necessary, but
like hair brushes and stuff, or
yeah, and curling irons and different things. The only reason we didn't bring the kitchen sink was because I just refused to unbolt it from the wall. So we sent a package that weighed probably 50 pounds back. I give some local native kids there a bunch of fishing gear, and we still had too much. We were still getting rid of stuff down into Iowa.
Oh, wow.
It's amazing what you don't need, but before you start, you have a hard time visualizing that you're not going to need this particular item. How am I going to get by without that? Well, at the end of the day, when you're canoeing for a few weeks and you realize, you got bags of stuff in your canoe that you've never even opened, you realize, well, it's time to,
And see, that would be the shocker for me, and honestly, the enlightening part of the journey, man, because you realize, well, half the stuff I have is really not what I even need. It's
right. I've become a minimalist inadvertently, and I like canoeing. I like a canoe over kayak because I hold more stuff, but that's a double-edged sword because, like I say, now you got a lot of extra weight, and before the Twin Cities, you have to portage every dam and every brush pile, and that means taking everything out of your canoe and carrying it around to where you can get back in the water, which sometimes can be 2 miles.
Oh, wow.
So it makes a huge difference, and you learn fairly quickly, or at least most people learn quickly. It took me a while before I finally got my canoe down to where it was manageable. But
well, and let me ask you this, if it's okay, Brian, did you have a time with your grandpa? I remember you saying that was it your grandfather you were canoeing with initially, your father?
My father.
Your father. Sorry about it. Well, with your father, did he ever prepare you for going on the river, or was there any lessons that you kind of took with you on this journey?
Well, Dad didn't do. He didn't do a lot of canoeing. He was an outdoorsman. He was more of a boater, or a fisherman. He had a big one, but he also built a couple canoes, and I helped him build those, and we would take those out. And whatnot.
Okay.
But pretty much everything I learned myself the hard way. And
Well, and see, that's what I think's so cool about this now, getting to know you, Brian, is just the learning, because you're going to learn on the fly on this journey,
absolutely. And there's a lot to learn, and a lot a person maybe should know before they go into it with the locking dams and whatnot, and the different things that big water like the Mississippi can do that you don't realize. I canoed a lot of the interior waters of Iowa, the Des Moines River and Iowa River, Skunk River, but it's a totally different thing with the Mississippi.
How so? Is it the current? Is it the way the water travels? Is it the speed of it?
It's all of the above. You got a hard north wind coming down, and right before the locks, it'll create a choppy situation that can be, 3-foot swells that are just going back and forth, kind of like a giant washing machine right there in front of the lock, and
how do you get out of those?
Well, you don't. You got to wait for them to open the lock up to get out of it.
It makes sense. But if you're ever in a situation like that where the current gets too strong, do you have to like paddle a certain way? Do you have to move a certain way with the canoe, or?
Well, you just have to be ready for anything, and you have to, it's kind of hard to explain. There's just so many different situations that create things in the water that a person might not be ready for, with wing dams that are under the water that you don't see. And with all this rain we had, of course, that made for a strong current. So if you were looking at the spot you were supposed to get out at before you realize that's where you were getting out at, it's too late to go back because the current's too strong to turn around and paddle back upstream. I found that to be true after all that heavy rain we had. You were just, there were several places where we wanted to camp, and we didn't see them quickly enough and shot past them, and then, they're history now because you've gone past it,
What about barges? How do you navigate that and the other traffic that is on the river?
You give them a lot of room and a lot of respect. Barges, and they watch out for people too. They're constantly looking, and I do a lot of traveling at night, and that's one of the reasons I do, because when I'm out there at night, I'm the only thing that barge sees, and they've got a guy that constantly is scanning the water, and they see me out there at night, but you want to give them a lot of room. We had a kayaker couple of years ago. I remember he got too close to a parked barge, and he didn't realize the danger of the undertow, and it sucked him underneath the barge, and luckily for him, it spit him out the side. They never found his kayak, but his journey was done.
Oh my goodness, though, man, that's deadly.
Yeah, when I say I post to a group on Facebook called Mississippi River Paddlers, and I do that every 3 or 4 days, and it's mainly just paddlers who are canoeing the Mississippi River, and he was one of the members on that I'm talking about.
Now, and on top of that too, is it just when you find a river town, is that when you get to charge your electronics and all of that, or how does that work? Do you have solar batteries, or?
I have a solar charger and a small battery that I keep with me, and then every chance I get when I'm in a town, I'll plug my stuff in, and try to keep it charged up. And
man, I just think this is so cool. And now, throughout the day, how do you feed yourself on the river? Do you wait for the river town, or do you fish and eat that way?
Well, when I started this trip, I kind of had in mind that I would be foraging a lot. I'm a big time mushroom hunter. And fisherman.
Yeah.
But
man, we got some good mushrooms here, by the way.
I know you do. I didn't find near the mushrooms that I wanted to, and the fishing was really tough because of the fast, high water. It's too fast to troll effectively, and I can't anchor with the canoe, so
right.
Yeah, the fishing was pretty much non-existent. We did catch a few catfish, but Jade won't eat catfish. She turns her nose up at it, but then the next day we'll eat teriyaki rice with me, so...
That's awesome, man. Well, take me to getting into Alton. You got in last night. What was? When did you get into town, and where'd you land at?
Well, we got into town late. It was after dark, and rather than navigate with all the traffic here on the river with the barges and stuff, first chance I had to get out of it, I did there at the Argosy, and I pulled in behind there and parked my canoe down there last night. And walked in town, and we were looking for a place to eat, and that's where we met Donnie. And yeah.
Well, and that's what I think's just awesome, because I got the phone call and went, absolutely, I want to talk to Brian, because, to hear the story is just wonderful, man. I mean, this is awesome. And now, take me through just your takeaway about, where'd you stop in and eat at?
Is it Max?
Yep.
Yeah, Max. We seen the sign that said T-Bone Tuesday, 1999, and I'm like, I'm in. And Jade loves the bone, and so it was perfect for both of us.
Nice.
And it was very good too. I highly recommend it.
Well, and what's it like finding connections like this just at random? Because a lot of people, man, it's hard for them to kind of just walk into a new place and feel welcomed and be welcomed. How'd you navigate that? Is that something that just came naturally to you?
Well, it's just the people. There again, the people on the river. They're very welcoming, and I don't search out someone to give us any aid or anything. They're just there. I mean, the people are just that friendly. And
that's awesome, man.
We were at a sandbar one weekend, and it was a nice little sandbar, and I knew it was a Friday night when I pulled in there, and I knew that the next day that sandbar was going to be busy with people, and I was really just wanting to relax and have that sandbar to myself. So I took my fishing poles and I cast them out there, and I parked my canoe parallel, and to really discourage anybody from stopping. And this boat stopped anyway the next morning. And I was like, I kind of sighed, and I waved at him, friendly like, and went out there and pulled my lines in so they wouldn't be a problem for those folks. And they were real friendly, and they give me and Jade some food, and that was really nice of them, and I'm starting to feel bad about, wanting to hog that sandbar to myself. Well, they left, and they came back 2 hours later and said, hey, we're done for the day. We want you to have what we have left of our food.
Wow.
And they give me all their sandwiches and water and pop, and I just really touched by that. And the girl in the boat, one of the girls in the boat said, there just isn't enough kindness in the world. And it kind of made my eyes water up a little bit, and I had to turn away and
yeah, man,
go back to the tent and eat my humble pie. And,
you're right, though. But seriously, though, all this stuff like that you're even learning just, along the way, totally huge, because I'd have been the same way. Get the hell out of here, man. I'm the only one here, and to hear that special, man. And now, when are you going to be out of town? Are you leaving today to get back on the road or on the river?
Yeah, most likely. I want to get resupplied today and do some laundry, and I want to make sure when I hit St. Louis that I don't have to stop. And I just cruise right on through there.
Yeah, good idea. Honestly, probably the best idea.
Yeah, I think our resources are getting pretty limited after St. Louis. I think there's a town 30 miles down that has some stuff fairly close to the water, and then after that it gets pretty desolate.
Really?
Towns are fewer and far between, and I think the river gets so much wider that towns can't be down on that floodplain. So it's just it's a good time to stock up.
And then when does it start? When do you start to see civilization again on the river after that? Is it not until the end? Is that pretty much it?
Well, there'll be some places. You got Memphis down there, and I'm excited about Memphis. The person who has the record for being the oldest person to canoe the Mississippi is down there, and I'll be getting some help from him, Dale Sanders.
Really cool.
He had that record when he was 82, and then that was broke by Stan Stark, and I don't know for sure these dates, but I mean, it was a couple years later. Stan Stark beat it at 83. Well, Dale here just recently, within the last couple of years, at the age of 89, got his record back.
Oh, that's incredible.
Yes, it is.
Man.
Yes, it is.
Well, and just what's your takeaway just on doing this? Would you do the trip again? You know, even if you get through it all the way, would you go ahead for round 2?
Oh, absolutely. In fact, I kind of want to do it again this year. If I had gotten done quick enough, I want to turn around and do it in the fall just to get that title of having done it twice in one season, but that ain't going to happen this year. It's going to take me too long to get this done. So,
well, Brian, I really appreciate talking to you, man. I mean, this has been nothing but fun, and honestly, best of luck on your travels. How much longer do you think it's going to take you to the end of the road?
I'm guessing about maybe the first or second week in October.
Oh, so you're getting close.
Well, I say that, but we just love. It's all about the journey, not the destination for us. And if there's people to converse with down the way and meet and towns to check out, and we'll do that. So.
Well, Brian, I really appreciate your time, and I'm glad. I want to thank Donnie Hubert too for lining this up, because it's not every day that this happens. And safe travels. I hope it all goes well. And if you're ever back in town, stop by and give us an update on trip number 2.
Well, I will do that. I absolutely will.
Really cool. We'll take a quick break. Daily Show on a Thursday morning continues right after this in the heart of the 618 on RiverBender.com, Roku TV.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible. Covering auto, home, business, and life insurance, our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
Picture This and More has been a trusted name in the Alton community for more than 30 years, with the last 3 being right here on Broadway. We specialize in quality framing at affordable prices. We also feature works by local artists because we're proud of our community. If you have valued treasures to display and preserve, we're sure to have the perfect fit with our large selection of custom framing and display options. Whatever color, shape, or size, Picture This and More has the look you need. Stop by today and let us help you with your next project.
For the biggest selection of pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs in the Riverbend, visit AltonToyota.com or stop by their location on the Homer Adams Parkway in Alton. Winner of the prestigious President's Award, Munganats Burkhardt Alton Toyota knows how to treat their customers, and they will help you find the vehicle that is perfect for you. For years, Munganats Toyota has been a fixture in the Riverbend, and now Munganats Burkhardt carries the tradition. New name, but the same great service you've come to expect.
I had an amazing experience with Dr. Haug and her team. I came here when I was 10 years old to get my braces on. Now I'm 28 years old, braces off, and I get so many compliments on my smile. It's helped me thrive in my career as a news reporter, and also as Miss Missouri USA, I took the stage with confidence, knowing my smile was gonna make me look like $1 million. I've never felt better and more confident because of my smile.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville.
Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
Sometimes you gotta be strong. Well, it's alright. As long as you got somewhere to lay, well, it's alright. Every day is Judgment Day. Maybe somewhere down the road away.
Welcome back. Daily Show hitting you here on the nose on this Thursday morning, 5th day of September, and on the Zoom line now. Dawn, how are we doing? Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Dawn? Oh, I can't hear you. Oh. While we're waiting to see if we can maybe correct an audio issue on one of our ends. Let me tell you, we're going to be talking to Dawn here.
How about that?
Oh, now I can hear you. How are you doing, Dawn?
Hey.
So
I had to make a switch this morning. I was getting ready to sit down at work, and they started cutting the grass.
Oh,
and I thought, oh my gosh, we can't do a radio interview like this. So I had to rush home. So I'm home just for a minute.
Well, Dawn, you're always on the go. And coming up on September the 21st, the 40th anniversary of the Troy Maryville St. Jacob Marine Chamber of Commerce. How are you feeling about it?
Well, I'm feeling like we've got this great guy coming between 10 and 12. You know him?
Don't get me started on that clown. No, anyway, I will be there live for the 40th, 10 to 12, and it's going to be a good old time. And there's a lot going on in this event, Dawn.
There's a lot going on. It's just hard to believe how we've brought these guys together in a pretty short time to celebrate 40 years. You know, we have food trucks. We have the Me Too You game truck. Have you seen that?
That sounds really cool, though.
So they have gaming, like, you know, kids and adults do gaming, and I'm terrible because I don't do it, but you get to go into the truck. Basically, it's a huge bus, and you get to game as long as you want. So you can game with your friends, you can game with people, and there's 20 seats. And so we bought the bus for 3 hours so people can come in and game and have some fun.
That's really cool. Well,
Yeah.
I also heard, too, there is an electric vehicle car show, and I am intrigued.
I'm intrigued too. And you know what's more intriguing? We already have 15 cars signed up.
Really?
There's a club. There is a week. The week of the electronic vehicle is the week after our event. And they have done a fantastic job to bring in these cars that are electric. And we have 2 school buses that are EV. And so we want people to see them. One's a longer one, one's a shorter one. We've got all types of cars. Like this is out of my world. So we're
Mine
letting,
too.
Al Adamai and Kevin McGee run this one.
Well, and what I think's just awesome about this, folks, is that it's open to the public 9 a.m. until 2 p.m. on September the 21st, right there in downtown Troy, Market in Maine. And pretty good plot there. Is it easy to find on?
Yeah, actually exit 18 off of 55 and east 2 miles, and you will see us. And we know that there's construction going on downtown. We're aware of that. We also are aware that our businesses might be suffering a little bit because of that. So we decided to pursue the show. Our particular block where we will be is going to be finished, and we will have people getting people across the street, and helping them, because we're also doing the travel to the businesses. And check out the passport.
Oh, that's awesome.
Everybody gets a passport.
Really cool.
You go around and you have your inside cover, and then you have them stamped with different stamps at the businesses, and you bring them back and put them into the drawing. And we're doing 3 $100 drawings, and the $100 are chamber gift certificates that work anywhere. We have 400 chamber members. You can get gas, you can get pizza, whatever you like. So we're incentivizing people to come downtown, learn about our businesses. We're also having vendors, some artists and vendors coming in. We've got a lot of those coming in, and I'm going to give you those actual names because I pulled them up so we'd have the flyer.
Can I just say something too? I'm a little nosy, and I'm a good reader. Free cake pop for the first 100 attendees. I'm in. I am totally into this. Yes.
We will make sure we have one for you, because I think they're going to go quickly, but it's the first 100 who complete their passports.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So the incentive is come see us, come do a little business with us, come eat something good. And here we are. I mean, it's just going to be one of those great days. And the good news is it's 9 to 2. So you can come, get your lunch, have a little fun. We've got Big Papa G. Have you met Big Papa G?
Oh, he's wonderful. He does great stuff.
The best DJ that I would put against anyone. He is top of the line. He's the very first vendor I hired because he keeps the whole thing going.
Yeah.
Like, he just rocks it out. And you know what, CJ, for you and I, he has to play a Barry Manilow song every time we employ him, or don't give him his check. Ask him about it.
I love it. Well, and Big Papa G's a big name. He's traveling all over the place.
all over. And you know what? On the 21st, he'll be in Troy, Illinois. We're so excited. I can't wait. I haven't seen him in a while, and we used to work with him like every month, and we just hadn't had the outdoor events and stuff. And man, I was so glad he was available.
That's so cool. Well, Don, I cut you off because, I am sometimes an amateur, but I need to hear the food trucks. I'm getting hungry. It's lunchtime.
Okay, so here we go. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Edley's Barbecue.
That's the one that we saw that one day, isn't it? Was that in front of the senior living facility?
Yes, in front of Bradley Senior Living. Yes, we're bringing him to Troy.
I love it.
Bringing him here.
It smelled awesome.
Oh my goodness. I don't know how those guys work at that Brightly Seen. I told Rita, I don't know. I'd have to eat every day. Wow. Silly Grandma's for the sweet tooth.
Oh, really
You gotta
cool.
have some sweets.
What type of sweets are we talking at Silly Grandma's?
We were there yesterday, and let me just tell you, they have everything. And sadly, Silly Grandma's moved from Maryville to Troy, and Grandma died. Grandma passed away unexpectedly.
Oh, no.
And the kids have done a fantastic job, and the daughter does all the decorating, and it's so good. I can't wait for the come out. They always have a variety. Like yesterday, I had cream horns yesterday. I don't know if you like cream horns, but I don't, but my husband loves their cream horns. Cannelloni or no. Cannoli.
Oh, cannoli, yeah, for sure.
Cannoli, yeah.
My mom and dad and my whole family, their heads spin, and they're like, CJ, you're Italian ass, and you didn't know cannoli off the top of your head. I'm gonna get in trouble, Don.
We're gonna make sure you can get one of those.
That sounds good.
We also have the coffee box. If you've not seen the coffee box, it's a portable coffee station, and their coffee is top quality, and they might have a couple sweets or two as well.
Mm-hmm.
We have solar smoothies. Now, I don't know much about the solar smoothie, but apparently they are requested everywhere. So we have acquired the solar smoothies.
Man, that's a big pickup. That's a big pickup. Do you know?
Because they do travel all over. Washington kettle corn, the most requested kettle corn in Madison County. And my favorite thing is they put their signs out that say Washington kettle corn. They're bright yellow. People will just stop for the corn wherever Richard is. They will stop for the corn.
Are you serious?
It's so good. I'm gonna remind me to get you some.
I totally will.
It's the corn quality he uses. And Rich has been with us as a chamber member. I'm thinking 15 years. However long he's been in business, he joined us the very first year, and just a great guy. Also,
really cool.
We have Franco's hot dog stand.
So I saw that advertised, and there was a lot of people excited about this.
A lot of people excited about Franco's, and it's quality hot dogs. He's also got brats also.
Mm-hmm.
But wait till you see, he has 20 topping choices. He can do grilled onions. He can do, it's crazy. I've never actually been to a hot dog cart, so I'm pretty excited.
So
I've never been to Chicago.
I've always wanted to go to a hot dog cart. I've never done it either. So we might have to do that first time together, Don.
We might have to do that the first time together because it just sounds good. It sounds intriguing. He probably doesn't have ketchup because, in Chicago, I don't think they let you put ketchup on your hot dog.
I think that's pretty much sacrilegious up there.
I didn't know that, but I do know it now, and I won't. And I don't put ketchup on my hot dog. For me, I'm low school. I'm a little bit of funky mustard, as I call it, and a little bit of onion, and I'm good. What about you?
I get judged all the time because I'm only a ketchup person. Just ketchup the hot. I know. I'm gonna have to learn the hard way up there in the 21st. Don, this is gonna be a challenge.
It's gonna be a challenge.
But what other toppings would there be? 20 is a lot of topping choices.
He read them off so fast. I was laughing at him because I'm like, dude, I don't even know what you just said. But grilled onions apparently are the thing because he said people want my recipe for grilled onions. I go, wait a minute, grilled onions, butter. He goes, no, there's a little more than that. I don't think he was sharing. So maybe we'll try to get him. Maybe we'll get some pictures of it.
Yeah, we can smooge him, I think. I think you and I can kind of.
Maybe he's turned around grilling or something. We've got Koenig's Country Market coming from Edwardsville. They're bringing pumpkins and mums. I'm so excited that it's fall.
It is mum season.
It's fall. Soul Plants and Gifts.
So they're awesome. Have you met Jamie?
I'm going to meet Jamie, but I hear every great thing about Jamie, and they're like, you haven't met Jamie? You haven't met Jamie?
Oh, it's
I'm
amazing.
Jamie on the 21st.
I just had Jamie's mom on the show today, Joyce. She does the holistic wellness fair at the Gateway Center.
Joyce is a chamber member. They're having an event on the 14th.
Yeah, I just talked about it today. The Midwest Holistic Wellness Fair.
Yeah, no, they're a chamber member, and they have a great location in Maryville, and their event is just out of this world.
What a
Out of this world.
coincidence.
Yeah, I didn't know that was her daughter, and I've known Joyce for a while.
Yep.
Well, SoCal has houseplants, succulent, along with care products and gift items like greeting cards, keychains, stickers, etc. So that's going to be fun.
Man,
Awesome.
that's really cool.
Smokehouse jellies. I've never had smokehouse
That
jelly. Have you?
sounds awesome, though. I mean, that really does sound pretty good. Barbecue sauces or?
We specialize in artisan smoked pepper jellies in a variety of flavors.
Oh, well, that sounds really cool.
I haven't met Earth Candy. Have you had Earth Candy on?
Yes, that I haven't had them on, but I've had their candy, and it's amazing.
These guys are great, Josh and David, and they're going to have a space down there.
Cool.
You just
Really
see 'em.
cool.
And a gentleman from Troy, GMN Laser Woodworking. Wait until you see what this gentleman can do with laser engraving. My goodness.
What I think is so special is the talent that it takes to run those things. No one can just buy a laser and do this.
No.
It takes a lot of woodworking knowledge too to find out what wood's not going to burn and split. I mean, it's really cool.
Yeah, very much so. Now, the next one I'm going to have to spell, CJ. So write this down and then tell me if you can say it. Taqueria.
Pass.
Okay, well, I don't know what it is either, but we're going to go. It's tacos.
It is. Is it taqueria?
Yeah, taqueria.
Is it Taqueria Maya?
I don't know. They're out of, where are they out of? Collinsville, Fairmont City. I'll have to find out where they are.
If it's out of
I talked to
Fairmont
the
City,
gentleman. They're
they're
nice.
very good. Do they have a grocery store too, by chance?
No, I've been to that.
That one's amazing. You know exactly where I'm talking about,
I know
don't you?
that one.
That is the greatest place. I'm telling you, in Fairmont City, that's awesome.
The best grocery store, and you don't know, or I don't know what any of it says, so I have to go by what it looks like. If it has chocolate, I'm in.
Yep, me too.
You know, I'm in.
That's so cool. So cool. Any other vendors?
We have the Troy Explorers. We're excited about this. They're going to come and, the kids like stickers and police things and coloring books. Plus, I noticed they like to get their picture taken with the Explorers. These are young students who are just helping out in the community. And then the most important part I have to say here is we have a shuttle bus. We know
you and I are on the same page. You and I are on the same page. That was my big call to action, was just the shuttle bus alone, because that is always so tough to do, finding that spot, and then you're fighting with parking. You don't have to worry about it now with this.
Zero. We're just going to drive back and forth. Now, I'm going to give everybody a little warning. I think my mom might be driving the Chambermobile. She's going to have stories, and I'm just going to say they may or may not be true. I guarantee you she's going to start with, Dawn started playing violin when she was 3.5. And then it just gets crazy from there. So just laying it out for you. If you're in the car, just smile and nod. We're about 5 blocks away, but it's enough where people don't have to worry about parking. We drop them off literally in front of the event and pick them up in the same spot.
That's really cool. And see, that just makes it show. I mean, really, you guys have pulled out all the stops on this, Dawn. The convenience is there, but what I think is really unique, too, is that there's a vendor opportunity for every demographic that walks through on the 21st, and an event for everybody when they walk through on the 21st. And that's huge for families to know that there's a family-friendly opportunity to go and support your local business community on the 21st in Troy.
Yes, absolutely. And take a look at all of our wonderful businesses downtown. They're so excited to be greeting everybody, and there's a lot of construction downtown, so we have actually people at the crosswalk to cross people across the street. We are also about safety, and we will make sure that happens as well.
Now, what time do the bigger festivities start throughout the day? Is there a day of schedule that we have?
Yeah, we're going to start with the events 9 to 2. Coffee box will be there because everyone needs some coffee. From 10 to 2, the vendors, the car shows at noon. You're there 10 to 12. Big Papa G's there 9 to 2. Let me see. It's off the top of my head there.
That was pretty impressive. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah. People say, how do you know that? I go, that's my job, man. You got to know, you got to know what's going on a little bit about a lot. And no, that's all the event times. 2 o'clock, and 1:45 we're going to do the drawings and probably the electric car show. I think we're going to give away a couple of awards.
Ooh, what drawings?
The awards for the car show.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and then draw for the passports, and then the Me You game truck. I forgot they're 10 to 1, so that's 3 hours. You have a lot of fun in one of those, and I don't know what they are if you do it by the hour, like if you buy per person, but we took care of all that already.
That's really cool.
I want to let everybody know the city of Troy, they provided funding for this event through their tourism. So we get tourism money, and we decided we wanted to create something, and they said, why don't we do something downtown? And by the end of the year, downtown will be done. So we want to get people prepared when it is time to shop downtown.
That's awesome. And Dawn, take me through right now, 40 years for the Chamber, but also just the growth that's happening in Troy. Is this an opportunity for folks to really learn about and see for themselves the expansion of one of our Metro East Madison County communities?
Absolutely. And downtown has changed. If you were here even 2 years ago, you probably wouldn't know it. The city has put some money into TIF and facade improvements, reimbursement, and they've done a great job of really wanting. I know that when I met with the mayor for the very first time when he was elected, he wanted downtown to just be different and bigger and more businesses. And I think it's absolutely happening thanks to the city. And, our role as a chamber is to make sure it's promoted. And that's exactly what this event is doing.
Well, and going forward in your position, how do you feel about this 40th anniversary and just in your role as the executive director?
I'm 24 years of the 40. And without, we've had outstanding board of directors. And I don't think people realize, I always joke that we send them a check, but they do it for free. These are
Right.
volunteer positions. They've been important all 40 years. To see how the chamber's grown is incredible. I mean, I'm not taking credit for this, but just as a number, 111 members when I started, and now we have 400. And that's the hard work of the staff and myself, the staff of one and me, Emily, and we've had Kim and we've had Diana. We've had some great long-term staff who have retired. But the board, the city, the villages, all 4 of them have been great to work with. And we wouldn't be here without any of their support.
Oh, without a doubt. And what I think is really great to highlight too is that, it's really nice to know that there's such a unique opportunity for folks to be a part of this chamber, because it doesn't matter. It seems like if you're in, Troy or not, if you want to do business in that area, be a part of the organization. And how many members have you added so far in the last couple of months, Dawn?
Well, we had an outstanding month. We had a 2 month of 21 new members.
That's incredible.
It is incredible. And 48% of our members are within our 4 communities,
Mhm.
and then 52% are outside the community. So a lot of people, like you said, say, I want to do business in Troy, or I want to do business, or I want to meet members, or I want to network, whatever it is. We have a training, 2 trainings a month that are free.
Mhm.
And AI, that was a big one. People wanted that one. People wanted marketing, customer service. I did. We've done leadership. So once you're a member, there are a lot of things beyond networking.
Really cool. Dawn, always a pleasure talking to you. I cannot wait to be live 10 to noon right there for the 40th anniversary of the Chamber of Commerce. And for more information, what's the best way that folks can get it?
Troy, Maryville, COC.com, or the phone number is 618-667-8769, and that spells 667 Troy.
That's really cool. Well, and we'll link everything in an article on RiverBender.com. Dawn, always a great pleasure talking to you. And for all of you, we are out of time today, and I'm out of here. I'll see you live for more of our daily show tomorrow on the 6th day of September. That's a Friday. But until then, all you got to do is sit back, relax, enjoy the day, and as